What is something that makes you happy that you don't do enough? Reading. I used to read too much as an escape from a shitty life situation. I started over, got married, had kids, and have gone from reading 15-20 books a month to maybe one a year. I joined my local book club, but the books have been horribly depressing for about 6 months now. And I don't need to mess with my head like that. I just miss getting immersed in a story. I went from avid reader at age 4 to this at 40. Let's read a book together. Internet stranger. Something cheerful. Because book clubs far too often do choose dark and moody and misguided attempts to be deep and thought-provoking. Completely clean my house. I'm always so proud and satisfied when I do. But I can rarely summon to energy to do it. And it doesn't even take that much energy. It isn't hard. I'm just lazy. I don't know your life. But I have to say, whenever I catch myself letting housework slip and writing myself off as a stupid lazy bitch, etc., when I stop to really examine it, it's pretty often a depressive bout that snuck up on me. Letting myself do just one thing a day usually helps it seem not so insurmountable. Pick up the food wrappers from this one table, for example. Or clear this one surface of the junk mail that has piled up instead of going into the trash or the shred pile. Shred the shred pile, which is now more like a shred mountain threatening an avalanche. Wash the bathroom sink. Like eating an elephant. Can't do it all at once. So just take a bite at a time. Not give a FCK about anything. I worry too much. I'll happily recommend you a book I enjoyed. It's called The Subtle Art of Not Giving a FCK by Mark Manson. Check it out. Or don't. Cause, you know, who gives a woo UUT? His follow-up book is just as good, if not better. Imho. Really enjoyed both. Isn't Mark Manson just the bizarro world Tony Robbins though? He's telling everyone to get aboard the NFG train and laughing all the way to the bank. I read the book, but when I was finished I just went straight back to worrying about everything. It's alright for Mark. He $got it all worked out. Honestly, walk with my dogs. My old man is 14 and it's harder for him to come on walks with my other dog and me, and it bring me honest joy to have him by my side. You can get a wagon or dog stroller. The strollers look kind of ridiculous, but it's awesome for older dogs to be able to go out with you. I put my old guy in a backpack with an ice pack and the laptop sleeve during the hotter months. But he's 10 pounds, so this may not be possible for everybody. People mostly love seeing him in there. And he loves the vantage point and being outside and getting smells sights. He could sit in there for hours. And sometimes he has. Some crusty old guys and ouch a brisk cough. But I get a lot more praise for it. Plus, it makes me and the dog happy. So I don't give a crap if people think it's absurd. Dungeons and Dragons. Like really, Todd? You couldn't have told us you were busy this weekend a month ago when we planned it? Video games. I don't get as many chances now, and half the time I'm too tired when I do. One of the worst things about being an adult is not being able to play video games as much. Open bracket. My son is getting into Minecraft now. It's fun to sit and just watch him go. My wife plays FFXIV a lot and has a ton of fun with it. I enjoy seeing what he comes up with and I occasionally keep up with what she's doing, but man, I have to fight the urge to kick them both off the TV sometimes so I can play. Ever considered a Nintendo Switch? If you want to be able to play while they're using the TV, it's a must-have. Lol. Either that, or hook your console up to one of those radio TV signal out boxes with an antenna. And buy one of those old pocket TVs. There are some with color. Use a wireless controller. And you've got a portable system with a range of like 100 or so feet. Maybe less depending upon the controller itself. Everything in the basic tier section of Maslow's hierarchy of needs. Basking in the sun is nice. But it's winter now, sigh. Traveling. There's a whole world out there outside of the small area we each are surrounded by, and it's an unforgettable experience that you take memories from while expanding your scope on things. It also gives us a chance to forget about the everything going on back home and actually feel like you're living in the moment. Unfortunately, a lot of variables restrict the time and availability to do so. Yes. It's like my like is a series of unfortunate events where I will lack money when I have PTO or I'll lack PTO when I have money. I yearn to see more than just the Midwest. Book your vacations after tax season. It's early enough in the year to manage PTO. Also, if you get a refund, you're good to go. Financially, you'll have months to plan and pay for add-ons without ever using a credit card. There are some crazy good deals out there. I've found the cost of vacation outside of the US is surprisingly more affordable than domestic trips, especially anything related to Disney. Part of this is due to the fact that public transportation exists and it's significantly cheaper than renting a car. Exercise. Was looking for this. When I let a day pass without exercise and eating trash, I feel like a fat slob for the rest of the day and the following day. Giving people heartfelt comments. The fact that I can make someone's day just by saying a sentence or two makes me feel so warm and comfy inside. That's something easy to do. Next stranger you see, say something nice about them. Hi cashier girl. Just wanted to say I love your earrings. Hey dude standing next to me on the bus. Your shoes are really cool. Hey homeless guy beating off in the dark alley outside of Sbarro's. Nice form. Double quote. Really anything to brighten someone's day. Dancing and singing. I stopped dancing because I was told I was too fat for it. I don't sing as often because if I'm honest, I'm too depressed most of the time. Like I'm punishing myself for something out of my control. I was just recently diagnosed with breast cancer and I've shut down. I feel bad for being sick and don't think I deserve to be happy. I put such a burden on my family. Play basketball. I wish I could listen to music while doing it so I don't do it. I need special types of earbuds or they fall out. Can't use speaker because my songs are embarrassing soft and sad. I wanna start again and even have a hoop on my driveway. I just do it to think about life and be in my own peace. Play drums and take hikes to the mountains. I can't play drums because I had to sell mine to move to the US. And I'm now short on money for a drum machine and I live in an apartment so it's not permitted. Hikes to mountains because I lived in the countryside of Puerto Rico surrounded by the rainforest and I used to love getting lost. Now I am Florida man and this place is entirely flat and full of croco beasts and allegations that will FCK you up if you get close to their nasty soup water. I'd like to move close to bears and moose but I don't think my tropical body would do just as great in the lands of the mighty hillbillies and duck whistle people. Baking. Love the process. Hate the mountain of dishes and the weight gain. Who the FCK makes cookies and eats one cookie? I can't even get past the mixing stage without eating several spoonfuls of dough. So now I only bake about once a month. And there's so many things I want to make I always have a long list of recipes. And then I always pick a crowd pleasing recipe so I can easily get rid of the excess stock of baked goods. So I don't often get to make the fun and exciting things that really make me happy. Christmas is my Super Bowl and I bake through most of December. I love traveling and get so excited for road trips. I know 50 to 90 minutes out of town isn't a lot to many but it's so nice to get the hell out of town. We rarely do it though due to the cost of gas, food etc. And my boyfriend's annoyance at driving for so long. Lol, we're headed to a convention in November though. So I'm looking forward to that. Jump off of high places with a parachute. If every morning I woke up and was free falling from skydive distance I'd be pretty happy. Also I'd sleep naked. Have sex. Play golf. Play billiards. Go snow skiing. Go out to dinner. Make myself a nice steak. Enjoy a new computer game. Because my job doesn't pay a living wage I have not pursued happiness for a long while. Drumming. I love to drum. It's a great way for me to relieve stress and have fun. But recently I was diagnosed with fibromyalgia and we haven't been able to find a way to help without negative side effects. As well as a defect in my lungs they haven't yet pinpointed. My drum kit isn't going anywhere. Though. I'll get back to it sometime. Are you able to play softer stuff? Cause jazz gets pretty intricate while remaining soft. Jazz is a lot easier to play. But my drum kit is in the basement to keep the noise from overwhelming my family. It can also be really hard to drum in any matter. My wrists to my elbows get affected really bad by fibro. As well as my back. Laughing at idiots. There's this one video of a girl who is asked if you are traveling at 80 miles per hour and you are traveling 80 miles, how long would it take, and she don't see what the hell is going on. For a second I thought you were going to make me do math. Hosting a dinner party for friends. I'm a chef as a hobby. So it's fun to cook all sorts of interesting things for company, you name it. I cook it. I'd do it more often. But everyone's schedules are so busy and diverse that it's hard to get dinner parties organized at a time that works for all. Visit my dog. I run 12-hour shifts at night. Then come home and sleep for 6 hours. Only have about 3 hours until I go to the gym before work. My folks watch him so I don't have to give him up, but he does miss me. Going to concert shows. Rocking out to an awesome band with a crowd full of people all singing along is one of the most awesome experiences. Is it okay to go to concert shows without anyone else? I'm afraid of looking weird or out of place. I've gone to shows by myself before and most times nobody would even notice or think twice about it. I'd say it's definitely more comforting having someone you know there with you, but try it out and see. You might even make some new friends there. Go running. Old ankle injuries mean I have to give it a miss quite often. Same here. My foot was mangled by a rare osteomyelitis in service. I could run for days and yell cadence. I was made the guide for that skill. What I thought was a sprained foot turned out to be a near amputation. Rebuilt with a chunk from my hip. I still walk with snipped nerves. And stop when it locks up with broken blood vessels. My CT scan leaves doctors tilting their head like a confused dog. Bone mysteriously missing. Very rare. Working out. I feel great afterwards, and pursuing your goals you set for yourself and reaching them is awesome. But it gets so hard to motivate myself to go to the gym. The hardest part about going to the gym is going to the gym. Once I made it a routine. It's very easy to do. Now I feel weird when I don't work out. Playing soccer football. I played it for 15 years straight. Non-stop. Went to high school. Played JV and had a lot of great memories. Then I played varsity in my junior year. Absolutely hated the toxic behavior of our team. There was so much tea-talking and drama from like 3-4 players that it put me off of the sport as soon as the season ended. It was really hard to come to the realization that I wasn't having fun anymore playing the sport that was so integral to my life. I decided I would not try out for the team again in senior year. Fast forward to now, I'm finishing up college wondering why I never got back into it. I played a small pickup game 2 years ago. And I remember it being just too much fun. It reminded me of the type of fun I had playing it when I was younger. This post might make me go back and play again, lol. Thanks OP. I have anxiety and depression. So, maybe. The only thing that can make me happy is not worrying about anything. Right now my life is a complete absurdity. I worry about anything that I can think something bad of it. For example, I worry about talking to someone that I don't know because I think they will think I'm weird. I just don't think that. So maybe if I didn't worry about it I could have friends. Who knows? Spending time with my girlfriend. When we first got together and the months following, we spent too much time together. But lately, we just don't do that anymore. Partly because of my anxiety. Partly because we both have busy schedules. But God, I miss singing in an empty amphitheater with her until the sun goes down. I should get a nice that we can do that again. I'ma go do that now. I used to bake cook a lot. But was diagnosed with chronic fatigue syndrome a few months ago and now can't do that anymore. I've tried. But all the moving puts me in too much pain and I've passed out with things on a pan in the oven. Even while sitting in front of the stove. There was a point in my life I could spend all day baking batches of muffins and cookies for friends. Can't even cook for myself anymore. Writing. I've been so emotionally drained due to work and my home life that I haven't had the time nor the imaginative creativity to actually write something I enjoy. Which is especially disappointing considering Halloween is coming up. I'd love to write up a little spooky story to celebrate the day. Tumbling. I miss it so much. But my weak ass lungs can't take it anymore. Also, having out with people who I have quality relationships with. I moved away. But I'm also sick all the time. Or they're busy with work and school. It's lonely. Sad. I just wanna have deep conversations about theories we randomly curated and laugh so hard. Spoiling my friends. I actually gain a genuine happiness from buying random things that my friends like, makeup, necklaces, etc. And watching their face light up when it arrives. However, lately I've come into hard times and haven't been able to surprise any of them. Worst yet, a few of their birthdays are coming up all at once and I had to tell them that I could not afford gifts this year. They were quite understanding. But it really hurts knowing that I can't do that for them anymore.